And he is immediately met. The backfield runs through the contact and then throws a shoulder for good measure.
Shut this defense here. That is true. High in the air. Right center field. Brandon comes in. Welcome to 2025.
Edwards pulls off and buries it. Richardson drives out for Robbie Ryan. Hurt three right on the money.
Takes his shot for Derby. Flag out. Doesn't matter. Touchdown.
What is up, my Pitchfork Lunch peeps? Welcome on into Thirsty Thursday's edition of Pitchfork Lunch. As we are rolling, and yes, I am Michael Cartino at Diablo00 on X, the artist formerly known as the Twitter. You know it, you love it. I got the hat backwards today for the rally cap going. But nonetheless, it was a. I am Michael Cartino, so yes. At Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as Twitter. Check out the show live there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. You can also, I know you have never heard this, so I need to remind you for the very, very first time. You go to the IG and watch the show there at michael.caratino.5. Also, you can watch on YouTube, guys. Again, go to YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and watch live, but do subscribe because you have missed a plethora of phenomenal con reviews. As, again, whether it be coaches, players, voices, insiders, alum, it's just absolutely awesome. It's just absolutely awesome. And I know you can, I know when you look at it, you'll be like, oh, there's so many. Don't feel overwhelmed. Onward and upward. Be innovative, because you have, like I said, the con reviews that you have missed, just, again, absolutely awesome. And we will have Coach Bartlett. Yes, I'm getting this ready on Wednesday, March 4th, a day before the greatest day in March. But this will be another phenomenal, amazing day, as Coach Bartlett, softball team off and running and absolutely rocking. Coach Bartlett will be on the show. So looking forward to that. Again, want to be here before then, because you never know what interviews we might have, say, tomorrow. You're going to hear some great sound today. But anyway, my point is, go to YouTube and watch live, but subscribe. You see my name, Michael Caratinudo, but the page is at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ 005, at MVC005 on YouTube, and subscribe. So yes, guys, it was senior night last night. Women's hoops, they did fall to BYU 66-61, and guys, is just crazy. It's crazy because like the first quarter, again, ASU had the lead. And ASU had the lead. And in the second quarter, my friends, ASU, I mean, again, just boated them. Well, I shouldn't say boated, but ASU did beat them up in the second quarter, that is. And they had a halftime lead, did the Devils last night. Of 31-19. It's 31-19, right? Yeah. 31-18. I mean, BYU only scored 6 points in the second quarter. That's how suffocating and coming out, and how awesome, the Devils were. And yes, BYU could not hit shots in the first half. They couldn't hit threes. I mean, they were like, think of any lowest line you could think of, they were below it. I mean, they were like 1 of 10, 1 of 11 in the first half, and then they went 5 of 9 in the third quarter alone. I mean, they finished the game 6 of 24 from three, which is 25%. The Devils were 24%. The Devils shot 36% from the field, BYU 37%. The rebounds, though, I mean, did not get crushed. I mean, yes, BYU did have 40 rebounds, but ASU had 37. So they didn't get like run off the boards. They crashed on the boards, especially in the first half. I mean, 37. They had 11 offensive rebounds. BYU did have 12. I mean, again, that's a lot for both teams to give up. Second chance points. BYU had 3. ASU had 12. So, I mean, again, there were some threes that went up, and they were building houses. And, you know, you got to tip the cap to BYU, unfortunately. I mean, yeah, it showed out. You guys saw my pictures last night. They showed out, but, you know, their fans showed out. But there was a lot of Devils. They broke an attendance record. We'll hear from Molly Miller coming up very, very shortly. But, yeah, and I mean, Eloisa Caeta had 14 points. McKenna Bracken's led team was 16. She was 4-16 from the field. That's 25%. But she was 1 for 1 for 3, 7 for 8 from the line. Played 37 of the 40 minutes. She had 16. Caeta had 14, like I said. Both Jaya Levette and Gabby Elliott had 10. You know, the Devils were 15-18. I mean, they did get 18 free throws, and they shot 83%. BYU was 18-22, though. But, yeah, I mean, there's some free throws. I mean, it's like BYU, they charged back in that third quarter. I mean, you look at time led. BYU led for 11 minutes and 29 seconds. ASU for 26:04, and it was tied for another 2 minutes and 8 seconds. So, and there was 2 lead changes. So, I mean, like, you look at the stats. I mean, they're right there. But, you know, BYU, they get the win now, and they got the win, and they swept the Devils on the season. It's like the Devils swept their nemesis, BYU's nemesis, in a rival in Utah, who BYU had beaten the other night. So, yeah, I mean, that's one of those. That's one of those things where it's frustrating because you're right there, the Devils, and you see how hard this team plays, and they grind, and man, you're going to see some raw emotion from McKenna Brackens. Love this kid. I mean, the way she plays, the way the team plays. I mean, buying into the whole team getup is huge. So we'll hear from Molly Miller coming up very, very shortly. But yesterday, baseball played at number 13 Oklahoma again, and the Sooners just get the 4-3 victory over the Devils. The Devils, I mean, look, you talk about scoring early. Really, Bloomquist was talking about this offense getting going. They were up 3-1 after the top of the first at bat. They're up 3-0. Oklahoma didn't score in the bottom of the first. Go to the second, ASU doesn't score, Oklahoma scores 1. Third, ASU doesn't score, Oklahoma scores 1. So now it's 3-2 after 3. Third of the way done. Nobody scores in the fourth. Nobody scores in the fifth. Nobody scores in the sixth. Nobody scores in the seventh. Oh, yeah. Nobody scores in the eighth. The ninth, ASU doesn't score, and Oklahoma gets to, again, the home field in the bottom of the ninth to win 4-3. I mean, you know, the Devils were 7 for 32 yesterday, but still Landon Harrison 1 for 4. He scored a run, had a double. AJ Mount Zaritis was 1 for 1 with 3 walks. Dean Toigo was 0 for 4, as was New Contratus. Longo was 0 for 3. Austin Rolig was 2 for 4 with an RBI, a double for him. Polk was 0 for 2 with an RBI. Smaldino was 1 for 1. Nikolai was 1 for 3. Briggs was 1 for 1, and Zvorek was 0 for 4 yesterday. So yeah, 7 for 32. But I mean, they put up 3 in the first inning, and you look at that. I mean, Harrison led off with the double. Mount Zaritis walked. Dean Toigo reached on an error. New Contratus flied out to right field. Dominic Longo Well, he got walked, but got the RBI, and then Austin Rolig singled in a run, and then fielder's choice 4-6 for Smaldino. And so, I mean, but you get your 3 runs, and then after that, like, again, the rest of the way. So the bats woke up early. But yeah, I mean, 8-1 for the Sun Devils, as you know, you split with number 13 in the country right now, and they're also 8-1 now. So yeah, toe to toe, and now you had 2 the Amagi Bank College Baseball Series again, which is at Globe Life Field in Arlington. Mississippi State up first. That is tomorrow at 10 a.m. You can listen on 1440 a.m. or watch on Flow College. And then Saturday, again, 10 a.m. against Tennessee, 1440 a.m. at Flow College. And Sunday, March 1st is a 5:30 p.m. game, and they play A&M, and that's on Sun Devil Radio, and you can watch on Flow College. So, yeah, but to this team, again, exciting. The pitching, oh yeah, yesterday, bullpen game. Penn went 2 1/3 innings, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs. They were both earned, 1 K, 1 walk. Wyatt Halverson came in for 3 2/3. All 0. He had 3 Ks and no walks, and the rest zeros. No hits, no runs, no earned runs, nada. Sean Fitzpatrick again came in 3. Same thing, 1 1/3, 3 Ks for him as well. No hits, no runs, no earned runs, no walks. And then Derek Schieffer came in 2/3 of an inning, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs. They were both earned. 1 strikeout, 1 walk. But they had, 8 Ks to 2 walks. But, oh, man, Schieffer, again, he's been so – again, last year we saw how solid he was. And, even in the fall and, seeing some bullpens like, yeah. But that's a tough way. You got Oklahoma 3 – you're up 3-2. Go to the bottom of the 9th, and again, pitching, they're obviously a good team, Oklahoma. They're going to make plays as well. But, man, I got to tell you, absolutely forks up, man, as they head to Dallas to take on 3 more SEC teams. This beast of a schedule that Willie Bloomquist, again, has never shied away from. You've heard him say it here. Look forward to catching up with him more. So, nonetheless, though, it's they got their work cut out for them. But, man, 8-1 right now. Loving it in Sun Devil Nation, my friends. Plus, they're better than that team down south. So, no complaints there. Hockey, by the way, tomorrow, guys, Friday, Saturday. I know, again, that's just because, again, it was tough last week as they split with Omaha, but got that win on their senior night. And we'll see some senior stuff from women's hoops, just so you know. But, yeah, they are at number 8, Denver, coming off a 6-3 win, a lot of momentum. Heard Cruz, Lucius, Bennett, Shimmick played that on Monday after Saturday's awesome victory over Omaha 6-3. Cruz, Lucius, man, you get on a heater. Hey, just like USA hockey, baby. Olympic gold, Jack Hughes. I know you weren't a son of a forks up. You're a New Jersey Devil, so forks up to Jack Hughes getting the winner. The way the team played is phenomenal. So stoked about that. But I digress to Denver. It's on NCHC TV, and 7 p.m. tomorrow night, and then Friday is at 6 p.m. But, guys, I'm telling you right now, it is going to be absolutely money. They beat Denver. They went up there and they swept them last year. Granted, it was when they started their run, but now they need to start another run. And are they capable? Yes. Is it going to be very, very challenging? We saw how good Denver is. When they played here in Tempe, the Devils lost 7-1 and turned around and won 3-2. And again, the 7-1 score, it was almost like death by 1,000 paper cuts. Now, yes, that is getting beat. Again, not all rainbows and unicorns, I know, but it was like death by 1,000 paper cuts. with that. So that, my friends, is the point I'm making, is that they can beat Denver, but it's just going to be, a little bit of a challenge. On the women's side, softball, again, the Sun Devil Classic. Is that what this one is? Because we have the Kachikawa Classic, we have the Littlewood Invitational, and then the Sun Devil Classic. Oh, and now the ASU Invitational. Sorry, the ASU Invitational. UC Riverside first up. That is tonight at 6 p.m. So you know where I will be tonight at 6 p.m. At the field. So, but yes, UC Riverside, and then tomorrow 3:30 they play Eastern Illinois, EIU, and then that's at 3:30. At 6:15 tomorrow night they play UNLV. So again, just an awesome weekend headed out to Farrington. And then the Saturday the 28th at 3:30 they have Wisconsin. It's going to be huge. And then because they're 3-1 against the Big Ten, they're 1-1 against Michigan, but they already beat Indiana and Northwestern and Indiana, split with Michigan. So looking to keep owning the Big Ten. Forks up to that all day, as we know. And again, Coach Bartlett, staff, team looking freaking great. So Wisconsin on Saturday at 3:30, and then Saturday at 6:15 they have Cal Baptist. And then Sunday at 12:45 they close out with CSU Bakersfield. So again, a phenomenal weekend headed towards at Farrington. Get on out there. Also, don't forget water polo. They will be back at home tomorrow or Saturday. Sorry, tomorrow's Friday. Today's Thursday. So Saturday at 1 at the Mona Plummer Aquatic Center. They are taking on old, again, Pac-12 school, but Cal. And that is and they just fell to Stanford 16-11, beat San Jose State. So trying to see, again, keep, stay, yes, no pun intended, but above water against that. Swimming, I'll have updates in a little bit, but just bringing you what's coming up. Also, lacrosse, also home this weekend. They have a game at noon on Saturday. So again, awesome. They just had a huge win too. Let's get out. Again, Sun Devil Nation, wherever you are, show out, get out. But we're going to step aside so you can show out, getting out. And when we get back, we're going to hear, it's going to go right into, we'll hear from Sun Devil women's head coach Molly Miller after last night's just roller coaster, excruciating tough loss to BYU. But again, this team, hey, they'll rebound. And watch film, let it sting, go to Texas Tech, beat a ranked team, head into the Big 12 tournament. So we'll step aside on more Pitchfork Lunch coming right up.
Go ahead.
Hey, Coach. It's Aya Abdi for Deficit Detail. So it's basically a tough loss for tonight, not only for the implications for the NCAA tournament, but especially but also the Big 12. I'm just curious to ask, what has went wrong for the Sun Devils, especially after their fantastic start in the first half, and what led to the collapse in the second half?
Yeah, it was definitely a tale of two halves. I thought we were the tougher, more aggressive, put the other team on their heels the first half, and then they were the tougher, more aggressive, put us on our heels the second half. That third quarter, I don't know how many turnovers in a row it was. I believe we had 8 total in the third quarter. It felt there was like 5 or 6 in a row where we just didn't handle that matchup zone very well. And that's an area where when adversity faces, you got to dig deep and grind out possessions. And we felt good going into halftime. We knew they were probably going to throw that matchup zone a little bit, so we talked about it, but it definitely slowed our rhythm down and our pace. And we got some good shots, but I don't have a box in front of me. When your two best players, aren't hitting the shots that they usually hit, that was that hurt us. We had some great shots and we just missed them. And
a follow up to my second question as well. Basically, the Cougars have the Sun Devils number, especially in your first year head coach. What are your takeaways from the season series against the tough Cougars team?
Yeah, they're tough kids. You can tell that they scrap after it. They offensive rebound. They push in transition. They're a momentum team. Also, we didn't stop the bleeding very well, but that's a tough team. They play with a lot of heart and passion.
Coach, you got Texas Tech and then the conference tournament. What do you want to see from your team? Maybe improvements going forward before you get to the conference tournament?
Yeah, that's a basketball team full of really good players. So we're gonna have to bring our A game. We're gonna have to defend. This team isn't probably gonna outscore other teams, especially a team like Texas Tech with their offensive firepower. But we talked about 10 wins this conference season, and we still have the opportunity to do that. So I've got a good group that'll bounce back and will play hard and want it, and now's our chance to steal it on the road.
Coach, talk about the legacy with this first group of having all transfers and bringing the excitement back to Sun Devil women's basketball. A great home record, congratulations. And then just talk about maybe 3 or 4 years from now, looking back on this group, what do you think the legacy will be?
Yeah, well, first of all, just putting this home season into words of gratitude. Like, I'm thankful for you all. I come in here and this is by far the most media that there is in the Big 12 at any stop. So you all have done a fantastic job, and I'm really appreciative, really grateful of your hard work and sharing our stories, because I think it's important to share, and we've generated a lot of buzz. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I also want to say thank you to the fans. I'm not sure if we broke a record. We did. So thumbs up. An amazing crowd throughout this home season. Couldn't have asked for a better turnout night in and night out to rally and support us. So that's truly been so phenomenal to kind of build on as a foundation to spring us forward. But this first group, you put a staff together, which I'm so grateful for my staff. They're one of the hardest working people I know. And then we had to hit the portal because we only had 3 returners. They had to trust us. They had to understand that we were going to make this a good year. We're going to make this a winning year, one to remember. And so to honor our seniors tonight, legacy isn't defined by how long you're at a place. It's defined on the impact you have while you're there. And they've made an impact on my heart, on my family, on this start at Arizona State. You remember that forever. So the score hurts. I mean, it's gonna sting, it's gonna hurt, it's not gonna feel good. But when you look back at the memories, I will not remember the score of this game. I will remember this first group, especially the seniors. We took a blind leap of faith and just decided to do this thing together, and they mean a lot to me, and they're Sun Devils for life and their family for life.
McKenna,
what's your biggest message that you would give to maybe poll voters or people that think you're on the bubble or maybe first team out? What's your message for Arizona State women's basketball to get into the tournament?
Well, I do think those bubble teams in the conference right now, it's Colorado, it's us, it's Utah. So if you're looking at, and they're great teams, but when we've matched up against them, we've been the better team in those bubble runs. So, you know, the road wins that we've had have been phenomenal. Our wins above bubble, which, you know, they keep talking about as a big metric, has been really, really good. You know, our goal right now is to win the next one to even bolster our resume. But I would say this team is a March team because the players we have, the style we have, and the wins we've had, both in the non-conference and some of those bubble teams that we've played against in the Big 12.
McKenna, Aya Abdeen for Devils in Detail. Well, I'm just curious to ask you about the fourth quarter and efforts to try to get back into the game and potentially get the win. What has went wrong in the second half?
We had a bad third quarter, so I feel like that just they got a lot of points in transition in third. We kind of got comfortable, I feel like, with our lead that we had at the half, and then we knew that they were going to come out swinging, and we never swung back. So I feel like that just put us behind the 8 ball going into the fourth.
Coach, you said this is a March team. It felt like a March environment today. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, no, that was great on both sides, right? I know Sydney Benally had some fans here. That was good to see everyone supporting her. And then, just like I said, a record crowd. I think they appreciate the heart and passion that both teams played with. I believe they appreciated, you know, the back and forth, and it was that March intensity of every possession. It seemed like they were scratching and clawing, and for us, that's good to have that experience so early in this springboard to what we want to do in the postseason and even beyond that. So it was a great crowd. It was fun environment. You know, you wish you could come on the other side of it, but you don't lose, you learn, you say. So our group still has a lot of basketball left to play. So hopefully we can learn from this one.
Let's go one more from McKenna, and then we'll let her go, and then we'll go back to Coach. Jeff, you want more? McKenna?
I was going to ask Molly.
I got one.
So we'll go back to Molly. I just want to get McKenna out of here.
McKenna, what improvement do you want to see from your teammates? You know, you got Texas Tech in the conference tournament. What are you guys going to work on the next couple days?
Honestly, I think I need to improve. Not getting down on myself when I miss or stuff like that. Because I feel like then they get down too. Like, energy is contagious. But then, like, when my shots go in or like my energy's up, then they're all up too. So I feel like I can only ask so much, like, from your team. Like, I feel like I have to do some self.
Coach, what does it mean to you personally to be a Sun Devil for life?
It's crazy because the community that there is here is just insane. Like, when I first got here, I was like, wow, like, this is like a real college town. And just like how hard they go behind the Sun Devils, like, that's just, I love that. And I love my coach. I love all the coaches here. Just
She's got a big heart.
it just means a lot.
Now I feel bad asking that question because we got to do it. But you know, there's been a lot of times, you know, whether wins or losses, first half is really good, and then the third quarter is a struggle. What is, you know, kind of the changes that kind of need to happen to avoid this happening against Tech and in the Big 12 tournament?
I think sometimes, you know, when you're up, the other team feels a sense of urgency. And that sense of urgency comes with energy, and it comes from trying a little bit harder and valuing the basketball a little bit more. We have to flip that script, and maybe I should say, all right, we're down by 10 at halftime no matter what the score, and we have to have that urgency. We can't take our foot off the gas. And we look tired out there a little bit. You know, you got to dig deep in these moments. It's been a long season. Everyone's tired. So everyone is banged up a little bit. You got to really just dig deep. And then, you know, hit shots. I think that's the biggest thing with this team, that we don't quite have that piece. We can play as hard as we want, but at this level, you can't score 61 a game and expect to win basketball games. So, you know, we got to rise up and hit shots, and that solves a lot of issues. But if you're not, you got to get defensive stops. And we had some blow collapse and help, and they pitch it out for 3 and then hit an extra pass and for a shot. So stops and scores.
Coach, you mentioned obviously the rebounds coming into the game, and in the first half, I mean, I know it was obviously third quarter they hit quite a few threes, but they couldn't hit a 3. And You guys were crashing the boards. What was working there and challenging just their threes and stuff and getting the boards in the first half?
Well, we practiced 5 blocking out and rebounding a lot this week because they had 26-0 boards and scored 20 points last game. So that was a point of emphasis. So it was good to see kind of the carryover from practice and the emphasis come to light on that. And then, you know, when we're in scramble mode, here's how they scored their threes off our turnovers. So we didn't turn the ball over as much the first half, so they didn't have run out opportunities. We turned it over in the third quarter, so we were playing from behind and they were kicking it ahead and getting easy 3 baskets.
So you got you got back within 3 with like 2:45 left, and then there was a period there where nobody was scoring. Were you happy with the shots? You think it was just they just didn't go down?
Yeah, I think we got good shots. You know, it's another one of those things where we're trying to get Brackens to her sweet spot. And she missed a couple of those 12-footers. And she's, you know, I hurt when she hurts because I think she carries a lot of that on her shoulders. But, you know, she's gone up a level and she's exceeded expectations. So I'm really proud of her. I would want her to shoot that 10 out of 10 times. You know, and I think Marley was 0 from 3 and Gabby was 0 for 3. You know, there's not much you can do and adjust to make those shots go in, but you know, hopefully we can regroup and get our basketball legs back under us and just come with a hunger on the road and be able to still, Brackens, shoot it when you're open. Gabby, shoot it when you're open. Marley, shoot it when you're open. They got to take those shots.
Well, you talked about Ken's care factor. You were talking about earlier, players impacting without you, but what is it like to see the impact without you?
It's special. When you go into this, you have goals and dreams and hopes, and like tonight, sometimes those get like, you get set back. But then when I go home and my stomach's still upset and I'm still replaying the game in my mind, I'm gonna think of this moment because what they've done for me and my family is just made this enjoyable. You know, I know coaches, and we've heard coaches in these pressers be so frustrated with these kids. And yeah, we can be frustrated in X's and O's. I've never been frustrated with these kids as a part of this team. You know, they try and love them to death for their effort. They're good character human beings. They a little bit better as a low block presence. So we're trying to get the most out of our substitution patterns with stops on defense, with switching those ball screens.
Coach, a lot of games come down to the clutch this year. This one obviously didn't go your way, but how do you simulate that in practice to hopefully improve?
You know what? I thought they executed good on our timeout advance situations. I mean, we had that wide open hammer screen corner 3. You know, Jai gets fouled, getting open, and then So execution-wise, we simulate that every day: time and score, timeout advance, execution, even our full court press when we got the turnover, the trapping. I mean, you're doing that in those situations. So when it comes time to perform, you actually know time, score, what the scenario is. So that's some practice, but you know, at the end of the day, like I said, it's like you can execute it as much as as perfect as you can, but then if the ball doesn't go in the basket, it's tough.
To follow, are you pumping crowd noise in that practice? Like, how do you simulate
We have. We've pumped crowd noise into a few practices, especially when we're going on the road, like Iowa State. We pumped a lot of crowd noise in, TCU. We pumped some crowd noise in.
Everybody good?
I have one more, basically. Now there's only one more game of the season, which is Saturday before the Big 12 tournament, where Texas Tech basically lost to Kansas tonight. How tough can it be to compete in the Big 12 conference, especially after tonight's loss?
Yeah. Well, first I want to take this as an opportunity. This is an opportunity for us to go knock off a ranked team on the road. And then our season looks a lot different. You know, we're feeling a lot different at this point. But to your point, like, March Madness is happening in the end of February right now.
Mm-hmm.
Anything can happen with teams. You know, I think we've figured out one another too. You know, we watch each other on Synergy and Game Film and ESPN Plus. So now it kind of comes down to players making plays at this time of year.
And to follow up to my last question as well, especially, what do you reflect in your first year in the Big 12 conference as a head coach, and what do you look to take into it as the next season as well?
You'll have to ask me that in 3 weeks, because I'm so dialed in that I still, you know, feel like we have a lot of season left, and I'm ready to focus on this next game. And it's been a blast so far, but we're not done. We're still gonna be hungry. We're gonna fight. I'm gonna pour into Texas Tech Game Film. We're gonna have a plan together. We're gonna practice hard, and that's the next step right now.
Thanks, Coach.
career season with just finally winning, and that to me is
can if you got a hand and you can balance me if you got it. Only if you can. If you can't, it's okay.
And look at that little pitchfork lunch flavor there for you guys as bring you senior night for women's hoops. You saw Gabby Elliott, Marley Washington's, Kayla Moore, and last year Poa again. Maybe 1 year, and here Coach Miller before the break too, guys. I mean, just what they mean to this team, what they have done. McKenna Brackens again. That just. And we're going to leave as we wrap up the show. Again, baseball, like I said, they fell to Oklahoma 4-3, but beat them the first day 15-3. They just absolutely worked them. Yeah, we're going to hear from the passionate McKenna Brackens as she and this is going to be back from the Arizona game, just so you guys know. Yeah, at the end of her interview, because I played that for you after they won in Tucson. But this is, again, absolutely awesome what she had said. So don't worry, we're going to leave the but yeah, it's I think you'll be quite entertained, to say the least. Well, but we will hear yes, we will hear from her on from that, what she said. But yeah, I mean, think about that. These seniors, the 1 year that they've been here, and I mean, this team and what they've done. I mean, just again, absolutely. But yes, we will hear from that. But yeah, I mean, look, and are they a tournament team? In my eyes, absolutely, they are. Yes, I mean, I know, you definitely. I think they definitely have one game. Beating Texas Tech would be the overseas layout is very huge, as you guys know. Very, very. Turn this around now. Very huge, but yeah, beating Texas Tech would be very huge. But the and then winning a game, at least a game, if not two, in the Big 12 tournament, or hell, just go win the whole damn thing. Would be very, very huge. So, but yeah, I mean, again, forks up to Gabby Elliott. Marley Washington, Michaela Moore, and last year Poa. I'm like, what am I forgetting? Yes. Again, the international flavor: Australia, Brazil, Italy. Forget anywhere else. Yeah, no. So I mean, again, international flavor, and Coach Miller again, phenomenal job. And they did honor last night. It was absolutely awesome. Charlie Turner Thorne last night was actually on the call of the game, but the crowd did salute the phenomenal coach, friend of the program, and again, so lucky to again have her be a part of the show throughout the years. Everything part of the program, and women's hoops just absolutely crushing it. I tell you. So nonetheless, though, we're going to get out of here. I will see you tomorrow, though, same bat time, same bat channel. And thanks to back-to-back reigning Big 12 champs women's volleyball for always making sure I say this. It is hashtag our state. And, I mean, for that school down south, it says for you. And speaking of that, this is what I was going to say. Yeah, McKenna Brackens, maroon and gold in the blood. What just a coach means to her, the team means to her, the community spent everything, how she's poured everything into it and had a phenomenal season to this point. And, again, there's a bit more basketball for the Sun Devil team to play. But what did she say down in Tucson after that sweeping that team down south?
It means that this is our state. Oh yeah. Hey, you and your team. It means that this is our state. Oh yeah. Hey, you and your team. It means that this is our state. Oh yeah. Hey, you and your team.
Yeah, absolutely. So volleyball reminded me, and I always say that, and McKenna Brackens, after the sweep, she knows it too. So anyway, have a phenomenal rest of your Thirsty Thursday. Hope we quench some of that Sun Devil thirst again. So much more to be had. Again, we'll recap softball tomorrow. See what they did. Obviously, baseball will be getting set to play. Hockey will be getting set to play. You have lacrosse, water polo, swim results. I promise, I know today is senior day. I will get to the swim results from the last 2 days. We'll have all that for you. Yeah, lead into the weekend, let you know how the by the way, swim has collected 4 wins on day 2 of the Big 12 Swim Championships. 4 wins. That's right. Sun Devil women won 3 events, and the men placed 7 swimmers atop the podium in the 50 free. The Arizona State women's team successfully defended its titles in the 500 free, 50 free, and the 200 IM to push its point total out to 521.5 following the second day of competition. So yes, freshman Albane Kushat won her first individual Big 12 title in the 50 free with a personal best time of 21.8, out touching three Wildcats. Yes, Arizona Wildcats. Her winning time marked the second fastest in the event by a Sun Devil in program history. So forks up to Albane. Again, a phenomenal job. There were 3 Devils, 3 Cats, and a Ute and a horned frog in this heat. So yeah, but absolutely awesome for the freshman. So Forks up to her. Sonia Vashani won the Big 12 title in 200 IM with a personal best of 157.16, the sixth fastest time in school history. Sophomore Jordan Gerber earned the silver medal at 157.36, and sophomore Julia Ullman rounded out the podium with a third place finish on 157.40. So, yeah, just pushing each other. Phenomenal. The evening, Dennis Ertan, she won the 500 free by swimming an NCAA qualifying time of 4:41.34, marking a season best. And then junior Alexa Reyna was second, earning a silver at 4:44.01. Junior Grace Lindbergh placed fourth at 4:47.26. So again, that's phenomenal. And I wouldn't be remiss without mentioning Ilya Haroun, who we had on the show with Johnny Kulo, set a meet record in the 50 free with a time of 18:46 as the junior, along with 7 additional Sun Devils, landed on the podium to hold the lead with 618 points following Wednesday's action. So phenomenal. Forks up meet record. Ilya Haroun, and you look at it. So I'm laughing because I saw this yesterday, guys. I should have let the show off with this, but I'll show you tomorrow. Ilya's heat, in the championship, it's one Wildcat in lane 1, and then lanes 2 through 8. Oh yeah, kids, all Sun Devils. So yeah. So yeah, absolutely. We'll get to more again, results, finals tomorrow. But again, Forks up to swim and dive as they again looking to bring home, just like volleyball, back-to-back Big 12 championships. Just again, Coach Bain and the staff, phenomenal job. So yeah. And that'll do it for today. And as you guys know, again, at Diablo001 XR, formerly known as the Twitter, my IG, Michael.carrotsnudo.5. Yes, you can watch the show live there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. Also, the Instagram, like I said, Michael.carrotsnudo.5, and YouTube. Guys, go to YouTube, subscribe to the channel, watch live, but subscribe to the channel, and subscribe to the channel and catch up on everything you have missed, again, from post game to practice to just con reviews, everything phenomenal in Sun Devil Nation. So I will, go to YouTube. It's at Evans and Michael V is in Victory Season Champ 005 at MVC 005 on YouTube, and subscribe away. So again, senior night last night, game didn't maybe end the way I wanted to, but again, this team can go toe to toe with anybody. And yes, I know Iowa State and TCU had bigger wins, but that's learning. And you play Molly Miller and her staff. Again, we talked to Jason Glover. I look forward to talking to Coach Norman as well, an alum, a phenomenal coach. So, yes, going from there. But anywho, so a lot more hoops to be played. But again, Forks up to women's hoops. Men's hoops, again, they play Saturday as well. We'll get into that tomorrow, along with hockey, swimming, huge results tomorrow, and softball as well. So, have a phenomenal rest of your Thursday. I will see you tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel. And as you guys know, as always, go Devils. And yes, a little extra on the way out for you one more time from, again, all heart, bleeds maroon and gold. Love that passion, love that fire. Molly Miller, this culture that she's instilled, McKenna Brackens, all bought in. Absolutely love it. So, but as always, as you guys know, Forks up and enjoy a little extra on the way out about what is Arizona State. McKenna Brackens.
You and your team. It means that this is our state. Oh yeah. Hey,
I went to Arizona State. Right. I'm a Sun Devil, man.
The 27-yard line. That's a great call. Blake Baker, Plummer will put it up, throws over the middle. Poole, touchdown. Quick flag.
3rd down and 5. 11 swings it to Scadaboo. Scadaboo breaks defenders. Here he goes again. Scadaboo is the running back, and he is immediately met in the backfield, runs through the contact. contact and then throws a shoulder for good measure.
Revenge on this defense here. That is true. High in the air. Right center field. Brandon Compton. Welcome to 2025.
The other way. Still going back. That's the drag. Walks up and down. Edwards pulls off and buries it. Richardson drives out for Robbie Ryan. Hurt three right on the money.